So this is part 2 of the making of the Warlord Titan sized Great Unclean one that I'm taking to Golden Demon in Essen 2025. First up, the head. So I used this tea light that I was going to use on the flail, but it was too heavy. It was really solid resin, but it was the right size for the head, so I used it as the sort of basis for gauging the size. And I started with the eyes, which are a couple of marbles attached to a wire, as you can see. And I was using other references, but in the end I just went with the GW model sculpt of the Great Unclean one as my basis. Wire and tinfoil as the sort of armature, as it were. And then the just testing. Oh, I did actually affix the LEDs inside at this point. You can see I've got wires going through the attaching the LEDs there. And I used pasta for the teeth, and just a mixture of milliput and green stuff for the. Was this? I think this is just milliput for the face itself. I did this really quick. I was kind of losing the will. I didn't think I wasn't terribly impressed with the result, but actually once it's painted, as you'll see, it comes out okay. Attaching it, just very crude wires and forcing it onto the body, into the foam. Back to the horns. So underneath is the coat hanger wire, and then overlaid with more kitchen foil, with the horn, the protuberances in extra tin foil. And then covered over with the wonderful wall filler, the foam, very, very light wall filler, which I showed on video 1, and then obviously sanded down a little bit, not too much actually. And this is the hole I made for in the foam. Obviously the head is now attached, and this is the hole I made for the battery for the LED lights. And I was scratching my head about what I was going to do to cover this, and in the end I made a big horn in the middle, which isn't as per the GW sculpt, but it looks fine in the end, actually. Yeah, there's the horn that I mentioned. And these battery holder things didn't work at all. They just pulled out of the foam, no matter how much glue I poured on. So, but, unless you're yanking it, you wouldn't know. You shouldn't be trying to pick up the model using the horn anyway. Okay, so this is a couple of I used this thing here, the GW plastic thing, to make these arrow bits, which then I attached onto these pipes, which are the gun in the arm. The flail is just a bit of dowel with some masking tape I've wrapped around it in a pattern, and then these rings, key ring things, and then some more wire to make the fingers and so on. And then I've covered the wire with milliput or DAS, or whatever it was. I think it was DAS in this case, and then again crudely attached it to the stump of the arm using these nails. And that is that. Part 3 to follow.